This is the Negro Ninja, and today I want to talk about how when people do not call stuff out, that's because they agree with it. Now, people will be quick to tell you we're in this together, but what they do not tell you is who we is, and we is not you. Okay, because you don't know what strings that they're being controlled by. When all these invisible strings is controlled by one person in that room. Okay, that's what I was talking about in the last video. It seems like nothing. When that rainbow zombie was looking at me with a murderous look, when I was checking out the lady that was taking my order, he was looking as if he was losing control over her or something. Okay, and before I start this video, all right, I want to show y'all my shirt that finally came in the mail. All right. And people thought that I would be scared to wear this in Atlanta, but they don't know who they're dealing with. All right. And if y'all want to show your orientation on your sleeve, I highly recommend y'all check out this shirt. The link will be in the description. All right. But you don't know who's pulling these invisible strings until there is conflict in places. Okay. And when someone wrongs you and nobody else calls it out, it's because they agree with it, no matter how they seem to act like it's none of their business or, oh man, I didn't even see it, because as soon as you do something, okay, they're gonna make a big deal out of it. They're gonna at least mention it. Let's say that. Okay, because like I say, when you have a problem with people, it's you. Maybe you need to change the way you see the situation. Maybe you need to change how you see things. Okay, but if somebody's complaining about you, people come up to you and they try to lecture you. Okay, they try to ask you what's going on. Why did you do this? I heard you had an issue with this person. Okay, but on many cases they're gonna do it, in a way that is not gonna let you know that they're not on your side because people don't. Sometimes people just decide to repress things because they know that showing you will help you. Okay, they know that showing you will help you. And there are going to be many people that will never experience these things, okay, because one of the ways to bind someone, okay, is to simply not mess with them to begin with. So you will never know how this burns when it's not burning you. You get what I'm saying? So it's very important to listen to other people's problems with certain people and certain things. Otherwise, you may never even see it yourself. All right. Because this incident at work with this dread bitch is escalating. Okay. And it's getting out of hand. Okay. It's gradually doing it. I see the potential of how dumb it's finna get. All right. Because on Friday, you know, she was talking shit to me indirectly. Okay, she was talking to somebody about some rap beef. I don't know who the hell is beefing in today's music or whatever. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. And they was just talking about how one of these niggas was realer than the other one. He just flat out told him he had a problem with him. Okay, that's what they were saying. And then she was like, "Yeah, you got a problem with somebody you just said. That's what I like about him." And she said it at least 5 times. And of course, I'm not looking at her or nothing because I'm doing what I'm doing. But the energy was directed at me. It's almost as if she was looking at me while she was saying it, which I know she was. Okay, and I'm like, how the fuck can you not know that I don't like you after all that shit you just did? Okay, you fucked up my cash. You made me miss 2 days off of work for no reason. Okay, some motherfuckers can't even call off sick. Okay, but I get sent home because she puts the idea in the supervisor's head that I might have COVID. And I get tested, and they take forever to respond to the email that, and say that I could come back to work. Okay, then she put me in a very uncomfortable situation to where a swab had to go up my nose. Okay, so you can't possibly think there's going to be a good progression coming from that shit. I just stopped it all together. I just don't have nothing to do with him. And she's mad. and she really wants me to have something to do with her when she already betrayed me even before that happened. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, first of all, she went and told the supervisor what I was saying anyway. When we first talked with each other in the break room. Okay, and I said positive things, which was good because I'm not dumb. Okay, but she did even more than that. Okay, so this is why you just gotta watch people. I'm like, yeah, she being overly pushy. She all up on me. We just, as soon as we saw each other, she in there talking to me. And anytime somebody just talk to you without getting a feel for you, they're a sociopath. They're a narcissist. Okay, just look at the game Bully. That's a good example. Soon as Gary sees you, okay, he's already talking to you. They don't give you a chance to breathe because they don't want to give you a chance to see what they are as a snake. And I already knew she was gonna be the gossipy type, so I was like, yeah, let me just be careful with what I say. But she still took that and did something malicious with it. And I'm gonna tell you what she did later. Alright, so continuing this day with this bitch. I'm just continuing not to say nothing to her. And I complete my task and I go to the restroom. And before the door even closed, I hear laughter coming from the first bitch that I had beef with, which is this fat white whore. And she just laughing loud. Just nasty. Okay. So I'll exit this door that's facing me. Okay. And there's a wall with glass with windows, with tall vertical windows that has acrylic on it with a border, so you can see people through the border because it's just glass right there with the acrylic in the middle. All right. So she's not really paying too much attention to me leaving because she know I'm leaving. However, when I get back to the room, okay, that's when I catch her looking at me. We catch eyes because it's that type of energy. And then I just immediately look and just notice, sense that she's looking at me. We catch eyes. I'm like, yeah, I see how you operate. I already knew this how you operate. She the type of person that as soon as you do like this, she already staring at you. As soon as you do like this, she already now scoped you out and checked out everything on you by the time you finish. Okay. As soon as there's an opportunity for her to pray, she prays. That's what I'm telling you about these dreadheads. You can't trust them. Okay. But due to the fact that I'm in my center and just flat out ignoring her is putting her off of her center to the point where she's flat out blowing her cover. I already knew she was that type of person anyway. But she's getting caught doing these things now when she would never really get caught that easily prior. That's how I'm comfortable I'm making this bitch by being in my center. That's how all narcissists are. They don't like for you to not have nothing to do with them. So as I get back, okay, my supervisor's boss is taking her place until she get back. She's off for 2 weeks because of surgery. And he just immediately lets me know what's going on. Okay, because he used the word that I use, which is dusty. He says dusty. I said, oh, I see. He says, I wasn't aware of the jean policy on Fridays. People thought they was in trouble for wearing jeans. And they said, well, the site allows us to do it. Okay, he said, yeah, I know. You see I got on my jeans. So I'm like, why the fuck you talking about it? He said, I usually don't wear jeans to the high rises. I usually wear jeans to the warehouse locations, the warehouse sites, because they're fairly dusty. Okay, and I was, and I'm acting like I'm not paying attention, but I'm catching. I'm like, yeah, I see you talking to me. Okay, so she pretty much told him what we was talking about in the break room when she first met me. Uh, you know, and she was basically talking about the high rise or whatever. I said, yeah, working for this company is not bad. It's just the site that do us wrong. Okay, um, and they're just talking about how they don't give us snacks and this, that, and this. I'm like, yeah, the break room at the job that I came from makes the executive break room look dusty, and I was telling the truth. So what company was it? And I'm pretty, I know she was in there typing just to see what kind of company I came from, or whatever. So she's pretty jealous because, the company I came from is really good. Um, and she pretty much took that innocent conversation and spent it and making it seem as if I'm just a uppity person and think I'm better than everybody and this, that, and this. I can just tell that's the conversation they had for him to say what he said. And he was really saying that just to let me know that he's a bigger snake than she is. Okay, and you have to be a snake when you're working for snakes. Okay, so she pretty much got everybody on the string. So I immediately go to lunch after that. Okay, and I get a phone call from a private number, and I'm like, who calling me from a private number? Okay, then I realized my supervisor called me from a private number when she first interviewed me from the job, and I even got on her for doing it. I said, "What you calling me from a private number for?" I almost didn't pick up the phone. Yeah, that's and that's what she said. She didn't even tell me why she did it. She could have just said, "This is my personal number. I want nobody to call me back." She ain't even do that. First of all, why you even doing that? Why not just call me from the work phone? Okay. And I already know why she was calling me. She was calling me just to try to lecture me on why I should. What are you doing? Why are you not talking to her? If it's gonna be something that petty, and for her to call me while she's off recovering from a surgery for something that petty speaks volumes. And it just pretty much shows you, it pretty much proves, you know, not only how narcissists have the authority to enable them, but it also proves how codependent narcissists themselves are. Okay, so I just didn't pick up the phone because I'm like, first of all, what if it's not her? So I'm like, don't be calling me from no private number, which I don't have to answer because I don't know that number. Okay, and then I eat my lunch and I go to the car. Okay, as soon as I go to the car, a few minutes later, the chick with the dreads come out looking like, like with this little desperate look, like she want to catch eyes. And I'm just like, and she still parked, to where she can see me, except she was on this side, and she parked with her hood facing me, so I can really see her this time. All right, and it's just getting out of hand. Okay, it's getting pretty bad. All right, and once again, nobody's saying anything, but I know that they're on her side because they're not calling out what she has done, which was make me miss 2 days of work for manipulating everybody into agreeing to, send me home to get tested for COVID because I was blowing my nose. Okay. And when I got back, oh man, I heard you was sick, and I had to explain it. So I'm already getting annoyed that I got to explain it to him. I'm like, they basically sent me home for no reason. Oh no, they didn't really think you had COVID. I'm like, well, motherfucker, I had to get tested involving a COVID test and couldn't come back until I sent in the results. So what do you have to, what does that tell you right there? Nobody think it's wrong because they thinking, oh well, they're just making sure I don't get sick. Okay, just classic is this beautiful narcissism. Okay, it's just beautiful. Okay, it describes it to a T. It's just perfect. That was a perfect narcissistic play on that bitch's part. Selfishness. Okay, and like I say, it's all about them harassing you comfortably. As long as they're not bothering nobody else, and it's just you, nobody gives a fuck because they're the same as her, which is why she's able to have them on that string. Okay. Now, once again, what makes this funny is people will be quick to try to say we are a team, we in this together. But as long as nothing is fucking with them, they don't mind if it fucks with you. Like with the rainbow zombies, that would make this whole thing funny. If they just harassing me, let me just stand next to you. Let me just line up with you. Let me just stare at you. What is he doing? I don't see anything he's doing that's bothering me. That's how they'll come at you if you try to get them in trouble with authority. Okay, you basically got to film them to prove it, and even still, that might not work. So, they all in agreement. Okay, they don't want nobody to fuck up their money, but she can fuck up mine by getting me sent home for 2 days. All right, and then the holidays coming up too. Stupid, it's just such a bitch. Okay, and she, and what makes this funny is she trying to get my attention, trying to get back in my good graces, which she never really was, because I always knew she was full of shit. And she was watching something on the computer involving finances. Okay, and which had nothing to do with the job we're doing, by the way. And somebody said, "What you watching?" And I know this is street theater. They all in sync. Why you gotta say it that loud? Oh, this is about finances. She thought I was gonna come in and say, "Oh, what you watching?" I'm like, I don't give a damn about what your broke ass is doing. If you were such a, if you were so into finances, your ass won't be at this job. I'm not finna indulge in this shit. Okay, and then she just fuck up, a couple days of pay for me, and got a nerve to talk about some finances. Okay, want to try to strike up a conversation about that, knowing she wouldn't want nobody fucking up her money like that. And the funny thing about this is, if I was over there on that computer looking at something regarding finances on YouTube or whatever the fuck she was doing, I still didn't look at it. I'm assuming she was on YouTube. Then it would have been talk. It would have been conspiring against me. It probably would have even got me written up or fired for even using that on the company's time when I should be working. Okay, and it was going slow too, so she was over there for quite a bit on that computer. That's how full of shit people are. Okay, and it also highlights, the stupidity of awkward chicks in general. She's only making it more awkward for herself, even trying to do some shit like that when she knows that I don't like her for that particular reason. Okay, let's talk about money. Even though I fucked up, your cash flow with this, with making you miss 2 days, making you miss 2 days out of work. All right, and once again, nobody's saying anything. Nobody's confronting me on. I noticed that you don't even say nothing to this chick. I noticed that, but they're thinking it. They're all in agreement, but they just not telling me. So they all walking around being passive aggressive, but they just not showing it. Okay, as far as I can tell, it's just normal interactions with them. But in their mind, they just think you talking to us, but not talking to her. Okay, and once again, just due to the fact that they was all laughing as soon as I left. Okay, because of something that she said, also proves that. Okay, because if I was in a situation to where I was angry at her and I said something about her as soon as she left, they would not have laughed like that. And if they did laugh, it would have been like that. They then would have just told her what I said as soon as possible, even probably in front of her, in front of me and her, probably. All right, now once again, they say we're all in this together. You can't just say that, okay, without proving it. Just like you can't just say I am the champion without proving it. You can't, this it's not. It don't make any sense. Okay, and actions speak louder than words. Okay, and these people thinking that they're being sneaky when they're really showing loud actions with what they're doing. That's why it takes, discernment to see this stuff. Okay, you basically a superhuman when God gives you the ability to discern. Okay, and the only way you can discern is if you accept the Most High and the Holy Spirit anyway. Therefore, you're going to be prone to intelligent stuff, so you're just naturally intelligent. They naturally dumb and thinking that they outsmarted me. When somebody's not calling something out, it's because they agree with it. They agree with the fact that she wronged me in such a way. Fuck your money. But will turn around, okay, and get mad if somebody was fucking with their money like that. Okay, and the funny thing about all this is, as soon as that same bitch saw my supervisor's boss, the first thing she said was, "Hey, I was trying to put in my time, and I noticed that 2 days worth, 2 days was missing." Okay, and I'm like, "This is funny," and that was just basically God telling me, "Oh, don't worry about it." Okay, God basically says He the one that delivers justice because two people, okay, can deliver justice to this bitch when they know what happened. They know what time it is. Okay, and they still chose not to do nothing. They still on her side. They mad at me for saying something. Okay, and my supervisor's boss doesn't even like me anyway because I held him accountable. Okay, I didn't. This is what happened. I said, "Hey, I remember in the meeting you said that if the company sends you home to get tested for COVID, then they will pay for that day or whatever. But if you decide that you want to get tested and you quarantine yourself, then they don't pay you." but I was sent home because she suggested it. I didn't flat out say her. I said, well, somebody put it in the supervisor's head that I had COVID, and everybody getting all scared, and I get sent home for no reason when they were just runny nose. Okay, yeah, that's a frequently asked question. I'm gonna look that up. He get on his laptop and do something completely different. And I said, I ain't gonna say shit. I see what type of nigga he is. As soon as he said I'm about to leave, I said, hey, so did you manage to ever check out that frequently asked question you was talking about? And I said, yeah, that's crazy because I got sent home because of this. And he was just looking at me like, I had my back turned, but he don't know I saw him. He was just like, okay, because he not used to people standing up to him, and I wasn't standing up to him um in a out of line way. He told me he was going to do something, and I held him accountable, just like he would hold me accountable if he tells me to do something that I should do. Okay, hey, put this up, take care of that, do this. Okay, I'm gonna do it, and if I go over here and do something else, I noticed that you didn't do this. That's how he would do me. Okay, so when he's supposed to do something he's supposed to do, he don't want to do it and don't want to be held accountable for it, which is a very bitch response. Okay, that's a very feminine response. Okay, and that's not to say that everything feminine is evil, but one thing to take in consideration, and I've been joking about this for a long time. Okay, and it's actually true. Deception is a feminine spirit. It's a feminine demon. Okay, that's what make it funny. All right, and that situation with him happened a couple of days before. He let me know that this chick was talking about me to him, which is why she was able to pretty much string him along as well. It's easy for a narcissist to turn everybody against you, and he's already a jealous person anyway. That's what made this crazy. So it's not hard for them to do this. All right. And once again, if I just explain to somebody that situation, oh man, I shouldn't have got sent home from that. Okay, messing up my flow, my money. They just, that's how they'll be looking. Just be like, just a dead stare, like, okay. And when I was asking the person that I work for, I'm like, so y'all gonna cover that? Because I shouldn't have got sent home for that. Well, you get paid the days you work. Just very evil and demonic with that shit. Okay, just evil. I'm like, and it's asking, and the way she said it, she acting like I'm asking a dumb question. I'm like, bitch, if you was in this scenario, you would be thinking the same thing because that should not have happened. Okay, that should not have happened, and it pretty much just shows you that when people get a chance to stop something, that's what they'll do. They don't want you to have it, and then we'll complain about the man trying to put them down, trying to, and black people. She black, by the way, the dread-headed bitch, and the whole that I was just talking to right there is white, who I was on the phone with. Um, just ridiculous. Okay, because she has the power to say, well, you know what? Technically, that shouldn't have happened. We'll just count that as it really shouldn't even be counted as a sick day, to be honest with you. Okay, they should just pay me for that shit. Okay, and they just should they should actually read things because we've been dealing with whatever the hell is going on with this COVID shit long enough to know what symptoms of COVID truly is. And if a person has COVID, they're gonna know they have it. They're not gonna just think it's a cold. Like I said, they researched it enough to know. It's like somebody was saying that they ate one sandwich for 7 days. I'm like, something's up with that. You had a loss of appetite. Something's wrong with you right there. Okay, the shit is not that damn crazy to figure out. Okay, and that's what make it funny. Okay, they know the distinct symptoms now, but it's still easy to use that to manipulate people. And once again, you know why? It's because they don't have the Holy Spirit in them. Okay, they're naturally dumb for not having the Holy Spirit in it. Anybody with some sense will just stop and think. Yeah, let me look on the internet and see if that's the symptoms. Okay, ridiculous. And here's one thing I noticed. Okay, and I had after I got my test, I came back and I decided to take my mask off. I'm like, okay, I'm just finna sit right here because I know it was finna fuck with him. Okay, because I'm like, y'all want to play them type of games. Let me just not have the mask on real quick. And then the fat white bitch, I sense that she's talking about me. She think I don't know. And once again, this is just to show how dumb they are. Okay, she getting all uneasy. He just sitting there with his mask off. Like I might give them COVID. I said, bitch, I just got tested. I don't have COVID. I didn't say it to her though, but my supervisor's boss is his boss was saying something. Okay, and I was fucking with him too. I'm like, he said, you're not supposed to have the mask off. Put it on. And he said it in a way that I was about to get up and slap the shit out of him. And I just looked at him, and he gets scared. I'm like, no, y'all want to fuck with me? You want to make me uncomfortable. You finna be uncomfortable. I don't play that shit. Okay, now the stupid thing about it is this is still just a test. Okay, and I'm just basically studying these people and their stupidity. And they really uncomfortable. I'm like, y'all know I don't. Yeah, first of all, you flat out know I don't have it because you seen the test results. Okay, I just decided to put the mask back on just to let them off easy or whatever. And then later on, I just decided to take a drink of water. Okay, and maybe even eat something. Okay, now as I'm eating and stuff, I still have the mask off. I just eat my little breakfast in there. Nobody's saying anything. But if I decide to just have the mask off and just do like this, it makes everybody uncomfortable. Like they can get it just because I'm doing nothing with the mask off versus eating and drinking with the mask off. All right, and I guess I'm just say that and end it. Okay, and this has been the Negro Ninja bringing you your Negro message for today, Negro.